Welcome to You Ought to Watch This Movie, the podcast about movies from the first decade of the 2000s, aka the aughts. Follow along and explore a movie from the aughts, getting unbridled opinions from two millennials. Sit back, relax, and enjoy one of the best decades in movies.
You want to bring us into Yadam, baby? No? Okay. You're content there? Welcome back to Yadam. This is episode number
29
with your host, Colin and
Miles.
I'm Miles, if you didn't guess.
I'm Colin. Well, maybe they can't guess because Colin is usually a boy's name.
Yeah. I don't know if Miles is a girl's name. I mean, I guess it could be. But Gemma is our girl's name.
Yes. Gemma Rose.
All right. So, what do we got going on today, Colin?
This episode, we are reviewing or talking about what women want.
And it's not brought to you by a drink that you may see on screen if you're watching. Sonic, if you're listening, would appreciate, paid advertising.
Okay, so this movie was released December 15th, 2000.
She didn't even give me a laugh out of that.
Because I'm trying to stay on script.
Okay.
It was released December 15th, 2000. It's rated PG-13, so that's good.
Is it PG-13 though? I feel like it wasn't, but
Yeah, it was.
oh,
Why, you think it was more raunchy than PG-13?
less raunchy.
Oh, no. I think it falls
okay.
right in because of the bad language.
All right, yeah, that's fair.
So,
Ever since we watched, what is that movie with all
Which
the
one?
sex space?
the
Sex in
first
space.
movie we did on the podcast,
What was it?
Supernova.
Supernova.
The
Yeah.
very first movie.
Ever since we did that, my entire rating system has been just off.
I know. Well, that was not PG-13.
Yeah, not by a long shot.
Okay, so this is the point in the podcast where we tell you, if you haven't seen this movie, to go and watch it if you don't want to hear spoilers. We watched it on Paramount Plus, so you can see it there.
Yeah.
Maybe if it hasn't been taken off.
Yeah, you can't see it on Paramount Division.
It also says that it's on MGM Plus, but also you could rent or buy it from wherever you like to do those things.
You might hear a little Gemma being a little squirmy little lady, but she's settling herself in. She's trying to find a comfortable position, and I'm trying to provide her one. So,
trailer notes.
okay, like my thought, I know this. I mean, I have a notebook in front of me, but my initial thought was like, okay, how cool would that power be? To be able to read your mind and understand what I need to do, when I need to do it, how I need to do it, and not even why I need to do it, because as long as like you tell me to do something, I'm okay with it. But when I saw this trailer, I was like hit with this flashback of I went to get breakfast on a Saturday morning, and I told you about it on a Tuesday. And you made the comment to me Saturday morning, "Oh, I didn't want you to go." And I thought to myself, what was it? I can't remember my response, but it was along the lines effectively as what I should have told me. And your response was, "Well, you should have just known." And I'm like, how was I supposed to know? And so maybe I need to throw a hairdryer into a bathtub with my foot in it so I can have the power of reading women's minds.
But you would, it's not really reading their minds.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can
it's
hear
hearing their thoughts.
Yeah.
Their inner monologue.
Because those are two different things.
Yeah.
Kind of. But I think you'd go crazy. I think anyone would go crazy at hearing everybody's, like, all these random people's thoughts, like, all the time.
Yeah.
One person, not so much, but everyone, I think. Ugh. That's why that one Betazoid Tam, or whatever, what's his name? Tam Elbrum?
Oh, I don't know. I know who you're talking about, though.
What 10-man episode? Why he went crazy, because he couldn't turn off his being able to hear everybody's
Yeah.
thoughts.
Which it makes you think, if I could read women's minds, or, female minds, or hear their thoughts, I wonder what we would hear from Gemma.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Yeah. Like, what language is it in?
All right. So was that all your trailer notes?
Oh, I did not recognize the main character at first. And I thought to myself, this actor looks familiar.
We'll get to that. Like who everybody is. There are a lot of people.
And that's, yeah.
My trailer notes was first, there was a voiceover. So, yes. Since we're tracking that. I had seen part of this before, like when I was a kid, because I maybe it was on TV at our house. I don't know. It's not like I sat down and watched it. I just remember it being on.
Well, I remember the song, What a Woman Wants. Or is that girl?
What a Girl Wants. Because that was, Christina, that was like our age group, pretty much. Like 10, 11, probably a little older, but yeah. But, so I knew what this was about, and I'd seen parts of it, but it didn't really mean much. I also said I didn't have high expectations, but maybe it would surprise me.
I think it did.
Okay, so moving on to the summary.
Go ahead. Hit it, girl.
After being electrocuted, a man can suddenly hear the thoughts of every woman with whom he comes in contact.
Mm-hmm. I love how they had Queen Latifah in there. And she
I don't think that was her.
Yeah, it was.
Are you talking about the door?
Yep, that was
I
Queen
don't.
Latifah.
No, it wasn't. I looked.
Really?
It wasn't.
Who was it?
Loretta Devine. It says Flo the door woman on the credits.
Wow, that looked like Queen Latifah.
I know, but it wasn't, because I already looked, because there were so many people that we knew.
Yeah. Well, not that many people that I know.
You'll be surprised, I think.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Okay,
so moving on to actors we know.
Okay. What actor did I not know at the beginning? Mel Gibson.
Who, in the theme of 2000, he also had 2 movies. But in our theme on the podcast, we've only watched one of them.
Braveheart, right?
No. The Patriot.
Oh, The Patriot. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We skipped on that because of the violence. Otherwise, I like that era. But anyway.
Some good old Civil War stories. Revolutionary War stories. I don't know where my head is.
Okay, so he was the star, or one of the stars. Where else might people know him from? I don't know. Oh, Braveheart, you just said it. And other things.
Yeah, among other things. He also wrote Passion of the Christ.
I thought that was Mel Brooks.
You better look that up.
I get them confused, because what does Mel stand for?
Melvin.
I didn't think of that.
At least that's what I would think. Or Melanopoly, or Melanoma.
Melrose Place.
Oh, yeah, that could be it. Melania. Maleficent. Was it Brooks or Gibson?
Directed by Mel Gibson.
Ah, okay. I thought so.
I
was
didn't
like,
know.
I know, but I was
Really?
thinking.
Oh.
I was thinking, okay, maybe I'm crazy here.
Well, I'm always crazy because whenever I hear Mel Brooks, I'm always picturing
Mel
Gibson because I don't know why.
Well, I don't know what Mel Brooks looks like, so that's okay.
He's probably older.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So he directed that.
And also his face
And
cameo.
you're right. He wrote it too, from a screenplay he wrote with somebody else. Okay.
His face is also very prominent on South Park.
Oh.
Oh my God, it is stupid how much I remember Mel Gibson's face in South Park. Because South Park's a cartoon, and all the characters have cartoon faces, except for Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson, he has a cartoon body and a head that's Mel Gibson, and whenever he talks is.
How do they do that? I mean, it's still animated.
Yeah,
or is it like a picture of?
It's a picture of his face, and so where the mouth is whenever they talk there's just a line across the cut across the picture, and it flaps like this.
Okay.
And it's the most obnoxious thing you've ever seen. I'll show it to you after this.
I guess, like we've heard on other podcasts, like if people are annoyed with you smacking because you're eating, and we apologize.
Oh, well, luckily this is going to go through post, so they won't hear it.
Okay, well, I just thought I'd say that because we never usually eat on the podcast. Okay, we're getting so off track, but that's all right. That's what this podcast is about. It's just us talking. So, and the other star of the movie was Helen Hunt.
Yeah, what else is she from?
Mad About You. That was a
Never heard
popular
of it.
sitcom in the 90s.
In the 90s. I was born in the 80s, so that may be the issue.
Well, I knew about that. But as we mentioned, one of my
We're a
parents
decade
likes
apart,
lots of TV.
You and I.
Okay. Okay. Marisa Tomei.
Sounds like a freaking French dish or something.
She was the barista, but I only put her on here because she looked familiar.
Ooh, yes, she
then
does.
She was in the movie we watched like 2 weeks ago, Crazy Stupid Love. She was a crazy teacher.
Oh, with Steve Carell. Oh my God, that was. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Sarah Paulson, she was Nick's assistant, and I knew her from American Horror Story because I watched part of those before I gave up on it. I watched some of the seasons before I gave up on it.
Yeah.
Lisa Edelstein, who we knew from House, she was Cuddy.
Oh, she was in there. Yeah.
She was.
I think I thought it. I don't know if I said it.
You said it.
Oh, okay.
She was like part of the office employees.
The office
she just
entourage.
had a small part. Diana Maria Riva, she was Nick's housekeeper. We knew her from Noelle. She was the mall manager.
Yes, she was. Oh my goodness.
And of course, we knew Judy Greer. She was the employee who was thinking about killing herself or doing something.
I can never remember her damn name.
Yeah, I know her from 13 Going on 30.
Yeah.
But you know her from...
Say goodbye to this, because it's the last time you'll see them.
Oh yeah, Arrested Development. Yeah.
She is such a stupid person in that show. And then Job. Okay, hair up. Glasses off. Lights off. Hair down. Glasses on. If you don't catch a reference, watch Arrested Development. Judy Greer's performance in that is spectacular. It was weird seeing her in here in like a more serious role.
I just can never see her out of the mean girl persona from 13 Going on.
I can't see her outside of the kitty from the Bluth Corporation.
Yeah.
from Arrested Development. You hear that? Michael Bluth just threatened to kill me. She's so ridiculous. All right. Anyways.
Other people, older people than us who are listening to this might know Alan Alda from MASH. He was like he was Nick's boss at the agency.
What did he do in MASH?
Hawkeye.
Okay.
I don't know.
I didn't watch MASH.
Well, then why did you ask who he played? How would you know him?
Well, if you had said, like, the main surgeon, like, I remember what he looks like. I don't remember
What's his name?
Maybe
that
what I
is.
just said. Maybe so. I remember watching MASH growing up every weeknight at 6:30. I'm sorry, 6.
Oh, you just said you never watched it, and now you said...
No, okay. Let me correct. I remember it being on while waiting for Wheel of Fortune to be on.
Okay.
Okay? I did not watch it.
Okay.
I just was like, when is Wheel of Fortune going to be on? Because there's that awkward time between the 5:30 news and...
6:30.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it was that awkward time between King of the Hill and The Simpsons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Those are all the actors I put on. Oh, and also Bette Midler. I finally found it. She was the psychiatrist or psychologist, whichever one.
A funny psychiatrist.
She was not on IMDb's credit list, though, on this movie. But when you click on her in IMDb, it's on her list. It's on her filmography.
That's strange.
It's very weird.
Disconnect on the back end.
Yeah. I just put my hand on my notebook like it was my phone, and I was going to scroll.
You shouldn't have told me that, because now what I'm going to do in post is zoom in on it.
That was funny. Okay. Or I might have thought it was my computer. I don't know, because I usually have my computer over here, and it's something.
Don't worry. We'll let the instant replay determine, how you were using it, whether it was like, a trackpad or an iPhone. Oh my God.
All right. Now we're to our comments, but we've already been commenting a lot.
I thought it was a interesting concept that this chauvinistic guy has to, gets this gift of being able to hear women's thoughts and immediately realizes that him taking advantage of it isn't always as good as it seems. I really liked that overarching plot.
Yeah. I guess maybe I missed something partway through. I don't know, because it was confusing to me that they portrayed him as this, like you said, chauvinistic jerk, basically. And, then he is able to hear women's thoughts, and suddenly he is acting, nice, because he didn't have to act on their thoughts.
Yes.
I think it was the
realization is, at least from the perspective I got, is he was unwittingly chauvinistic. It wasn't something that he was actively trying to do. It was just his mojo, babe.
Okay.
Austin Powers reference. And you can't mess with someone's mojo. And so, given that it was his mojo, that's a fun word to say. Try it with me. Mojo. Given that it was his mojo, he was abruptly, stopped in his own tracks whenever he realized, oh, I'm this asshole that, is talking to, people like this, and this is how people think of me. Because he prides himself on his position. at work, and that, he's going to go to the 44th floor. And so he has at least some self-awareness and, pride and what he represents. And so I think that, abruptly came in focus that, oh, you're not all that in a bag of potato chips.
Okay, that makes sense. Because it was kind of
Jarring.
I don't know. I didn't get that.
I think it would have been jarring without that.
Well, yeah, I don't think it could have been a good movie at all. There would be no point. But
Yeah.
I just thought if he's stir, why does he suddenly care what they think? Like, even though he can hear their thoughts, why does he care?
Yeah.
But anyway, that makes sense. I thought it was interesting, and we've seen this before. I don't remember which movie, but where in the trailer we see
some scenes, and then
like the language, they change it. They have like more family friendly language in the trailer, I guess, because it's going to be played for all types of audiences that the movies are on TV or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they change it for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Into a little more harsh language or adult language or whatever.
What was it? Whenever not the example where she's checking him out.
Okay.
What was the other one?
The door, like she calls him, like she in the trailer she says like sweet buns or something.
Oh yeah. And then she's like the lady who I mistook for Queen Latifah is checking him out in front, and she's like that sweet ass or something.
Yeah.
And oh my god, I really thought that was Queen Latifah.
Well, those are really all my comments. I didn't have a lot.
No.
Yeah. This seems like I would have liked this movie, but I didn't like it as much as...
Like Pretty Woman?
No. I don't even know what... I think what could have made this movie better is a different soundtrack. Because a lot of times the soundtrack gets me really involved in the movie. That's one of the reasons why I liked Pretty Woman so much, because that's not a movie I would say I like, but
they use a lot
great.
of good music to set the tune, the tone.
Yes,
rather.
This one had a lot of music I would think I would hear at Olive Garden.
Well, it's funny you mention that because it's really funny you mention that because whenever the credits were rolling, in the pre-roll credits were rolling, and they said music composed by, and I just remember it was an absurdly Italian name.
Oh.
And I thought to myself, well, that's an Italian if I've seen one. And I'm thinking to myself, what exactly are you, what? I don't know what his credentials were on there, but I looked. It's like, what do you have this person doing on this movie? To compose. One of his titles was, composer for all music or something. And I'm just like, what in the world?
But they used a lot of classics like
Right,
Frank Sinatra
right.
and things you'd hear at fancy restaurants, or what I would used to consider fancy restaurants, I guess.
No longer.
But, so I don't know, because this is not a sweet rom-com. It's not too raunchy, and so it should check all my boxes, but it didn't. And it has a bunch of people that I recognize, so I don't know. It didn't. I don't know. It didn't hit the spot for me.
Well, and that's all right. I'm thinking, from my perspective, is just the concept of the movie is generally not one that I would be like, oh, let's watch this.
I know.
But there's a lot of introspection done by Mel Gibson's character that I appreciate.
Yeah. I think you enjoyed this more than I did.
Yeah, well,
But let's see when we grade it if that's true.
well, I think now, as Captain Janeway says, there's no time like the present. So I will grade it an 85.
I gave it an 80.
Okay, all right. So, we are on the same wavelength, just, mine's a little higher than yours.
Which I just said. I think that would be the case.
I wish I could read your mind.
Yeah.
That would be so.
We've talked about that before.
Yes, a Vulcan mind meld.
Yes, I would do that with you.
Ooh. My mind would corrupt yours.
It
offload virus software into your brain.
Oh no.
All right. Well, until the next 2 weeks, when we return with episode 3 to the 0.
Mm-hmm.
Dun dun dun.
And we're getting close to the end of 2000.
Dun dun dun. How exciting. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to You Ought to Watch This Movie. Yadam.
You said everything.
You have to say I'm calling.
Oh, I'm calling.
I'm Miles, and this is G to the E to the M squared A. Gemma Bean. Indeed, indeed.
Gemma Rose.
Gemma Rose Bean. Excuse me.
I just don't want them to think her middle name is Bean.
Yeah, that's probably... Well, I hope someone didn't, cut off the broadcast. Right whenever you said that.
Broadcasts.
The live... The video. Broadcast. Oh, excuse me for, using my 80s lingo. You know what? With that, we're out of here. We hope you enjoyed. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to You Ought to Watch This Movie, a podcast about movies from the first decade of the 2000s, aka the aughts. Be sure to subscribe for new episodes covering movies you ought to watch. We'll see you next time.